Do you ever feel like a complete fraud in your field of work or your business that you run? Well, I hear you, and that's why today we're talking about imposter syndrome. If you're a human, you have probably felt imposter syndrome at one point or the other in your lifetime. So let's jump into it and let's have a chat about imposter syndrome. So what is imposter syndrome? Imposter syndrome is self-doubt. It's the feeling of being a complete fraud and not worthy of the successes that you've made. It's the feeling that all your achievements are by luck and that you don't deserve it. Does any of that resonate with you? Because I know it does for me. So recently, in my last fortnight's episode, as I spoke about how I held off posting a podcast episode because I was still learning. Now, that did make me feel like a bit of an imposter, because why am I coming on this podcast and telling you about things that I'm still learning about? Well, here's the reality. Even the most talented, successful, knowledgeable people are still learning things every single day. This doesn't make me an imposter. We'll talk about this shortly, about how I actually know that I'm not an imposter in this field. Every business owner and entrepreneur feels this way at some point or another. Whether it's surrounding one specific thing or whether it's surrounding your whole career. Now, Forbes described it as an entrepreneur, you are still continually learning and pushing yourself to a place you've never been before. If you don't feel like you're an imposter at some point or another, you're probably sitting in a place that you know everything about and that you're comfortable in. Now, how do we overcome imposter syndrome? A big part of overcoming imposter syndrome is actually accepting that this is something that you're going to have come up time and time again. It's a huge part of learning and growing. You need to focus on the facts. With my example, the topic that I was talking about in my last fortnight's episode, I am incredibly knowledgeable about, yet I will still continue to learn. Find examples and evidence. The evidence in this is that I've been doing this for many, many years and working with many different clients, so I have the experience there. However, things change. In the example from last fortnight's episode it's a new scam going around. And I'd only found out a couple of weeks prior to that fortnight's episode going out. So instead of biting my tongue and uploading an episode that I was not happy with, I decided to have a fortnight off, re-record it, and give you all the information and admit that I didn't know everything. A massive thing I encourage you to do is to not hide the feeling of imposter syndrome. Speak about it. Someone could be going through the same thing as you, of feeling like you're an imposter. Now, imposter syndrome is usually due to the fact that you're comparing to someone. Well, what if someone's comparing themselves to you, and then you open up that you're struggling with imposter syndrome too? It'll be this domino effect where everyone will acknowledge that it is something that we'll still continually feel, but it's not something to be ashamed about. And lastly, I want you to celebrate every achievement. Big ones, small ones, minuscule ones, anything. I just want you to celebrate those achievements because you're doing the work, you're out there and you're pushing forward. You achieved that achievement because of who you are. Even if you are faking it until you're making it, you still made it. Sometimes you need to fake it to make it, to build that confidence, to really push and strive for what you want. And eventually it'll give you the confidence in the future to do it without faking. For myself, I'm incredibly anxious about coming onto a camera and speaking in a microphone. Then I have to listen to my voice for the next few hours editing, and then I publish it. It makes me so incredibly nervous that people are going to be seeing this. However, for me, I know that these podcast episodes and the videos I post on YouTube can help someone. So if I have to fake my confidence, I'm going to, because if I can get this information across to you so that you can succeed, I'm going to. Alright, went on a bit of a rant there, but point of this whole episode is that I want you to just acknowledge, accept, and move on with your imposter syndrome feelings. If you're still here, thank you so much for watching until the end. It means the world to me. Now, I would absolutely love it if you take some time to subscribe and like and comment, or follow us if you're listening to us on Spotify. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. And don't forget that every week that we're not publishing on our podcast, we are publishing a video on our YouTube channel. Generally surrounding tutorials and about my life as a graphic designer and marketer and small business owner. And until next time, bye.